Good evening. We will now call the June 23rd, 2015 St. Lucie County Regular School Board meeting to order. And we would like to welcome our viewing audience as well as our audience that's here this evening. If you would please stand with us so that we can recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and directly after, the Kids at Hope Treasure Hunters Pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
the Hunters Pledge. As an adult and treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all the talent, skills, and intelligence that exists in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. I would like to remind our audience that if any of you desire to be unscheduled speakers, please fill out the forms and turn them directly into us at this time, and we will be more than happy to recognize you at the appropriate time. I will now state our vision for St. Lucie County Public Schools. Our vision for St. Lucie County Public Schools is that in partnership with parents and community, we will become premier centers of knowledge that are organized around our students and the work that are provided to them. Our name will be synonymous with the continuous improvement of student achievement and the success of each individual. Our promise is to move from good to great, focusing on our core business, the creation of challenging, engaging, and satisfying work for each child every day. At this time, we will go right into our special order of business. Madam Superintendent, may we have our order of business?
Yes, ma'am. We have a single order of business this evening, and that's to recognize the Boys and Girls Club. They have an appreciation presentation. We'd like to ask Mr. Sanders to come to the podium at this time, along with Mr. Mike Sancho and guests.
Good evening, afternoon, one of those. Good late in the day. Thanks for having us. I'm Mike Sancho. I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County. Before I introduce our board chair, and he's going to give a nice gift to you guys to say thank you, I just want to recognize the staff from the school board, starting with Marty Sanders, Kathleen McGinnis, Don Carter, and Dr. Perry. They've been a privilege to work with. They've been a great honor, easy to deal with, receptive to anything that we need assistance with, and we cannot ask for a better partner than the school district and the staff that works with everyone here in St. Lucie County. So thank you for all that you do to assist us with our programs, but most importantly for the kids of St. Lucie County. At this time, I'd like to introduce our board chair, Will Armstead. Thank you.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Directors, we wanted to present the school board with a plaque just to say thank you for what you're doing for our kids in the schools, but also your support of the Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County. These kids that you'll see here, these are actual kids that actually go to the club, so we didn't Photoshop them or take them off of the internet. But the kids, if you ever get an opportunity to go by and just visit these kids, they're a happy bunch, and it's because of the work you're doing that helps us do what we do. Thank you so much.
And before I forget, I just want to say thank you for the recent donation of a 65-passenger bus. That's going to help us with educational-based field trips, not only this summer, but throughout the school year. So thank you for that wonderful gift as well. What do we take the picture?
Thank you so much to our Boys and Girls Club. We will find a beautiful location to display that. It is a pleasure partnering with you in the best interest of our young people. Thank you. That is our only special order of business this evening,
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Okay. Then we'll go right to our consent agenda. Board members, I will now call for a vote to move out toward our consent agenda.
Madam Chair, may I make an adjustment to the consent agenda prior to your voting on that?
Oh, yes, ma'am. We would
Thank
need
you.
to have your recommendation. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is just a modification prior to the recommendation. I'd like you to please remove Jean Marie McGuire from the Savannah Ridge reappointment list and the termination line items in the personnel agenda item 8.01, so that we can continue to explore options in the best interest of our employee and our students. I am not requesting that the board take any personnel action regarding Mrs. Jean Marie McGuire at this meeting this evening.
Okay, board members, superintendent has made a recommendation. I would entertain a motion at this time. So moved by Ms. Hensley.
Second.
Second by Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
And so at this time, the full recommendation, Madam Chair, for the board to approve a total of 37 consent agenda items, beginning with 4.01 and ending with 14.01 as presented.
Board members, we've heard superintendent's recommendation. May we have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Ingersoll.
Second.
Second by Ms. Hawley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, board members, are there any items that you need to, any conflicts you have that you need to declare that's coming before us this morning on this evening on any of the items? No conflicts? Okay. So are we going right to order of business? Okay, moving right along to order of business. Final orders for expulsion and stipulation findings of facts, conclusions of law, penalty and final orders, number 566 through number 569. May we have your recommendation, Madam Superintendent?
Yes, ma'am. I recommend the board approve stipulated findings of fact, conclusions of law and penalty, and final orders 566 through 569 as presented.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Ingersoll,
Second.
second by Ms. Hawley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We carry that 5-0 as well. Superintendent's update at this time.
Prior to the update, Madam Chair, we have a final order of expulsion for DB case 15-013. I recommend the board approve final orders of expulsion for DB case 15-012, JAM case 15-1016, DEV case 15-017, and YN case number 15-019 as presented.
Okay, board, we have a recommendation for,
So moved.
so moved by Ms. Hilson,
Second.
second by Ms. Hawley. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. A time for your report, Madam Superintendent.
Yes, ma'am. Under the consent agenda, you authorize the appointment of an assistant principal at Mariposa Elementary, and she is in our audience this evening. If I could ask Ms. Bree Lamb to please stand at this time. Congratulations, Ms. Lamb. And I believe that you may have family members with you this evening. Is that accurate? Great. Thank you to the entire family. Also within my report this evening, I'd like to commend Mr. Patrick Madden and the summer cast of Seussical for another outstanding production. We are fortunate to have such opportunities available for our students, and I certainly know you, the board, will continue to support arts and education throughout our district. And as my superintendency comes to a close, I certainly would like to thank each of you for this opportunity. We have had many capable educators and support staff members who truly internalize the district's mission of ensuring that all students graduate from safe and caring schools, equipped with the knowledge, skill, and desire to succeed. And it takes all of us, and I know we will continue to grow our population throughout the caring individuals who work within St. Lucie County, not only our teachers, but our support staff. We've had several accomplishments over the last few years, achievement for students, for staff, for our schools. With our students this year alone, we've had a U.S. Presidential Scholar from Westwood High School, a Sunshine State Scholar from Fort Pierce Central High School, and 2 International Science Fair finalists from Lincoln Park Academy. We certainly couldn't forget Miss Nardi Roughton, who was our Milken Award winner from FK Suite. What an exciting opportunity to surprise her, along with the Milken Foundation, as well as Miss Jacqueline Baptiste Harris from Village Green Elementary was awarded Excellence in Education. That award was bestowed upon her by Governor Scott. And then our schools, many, many awards, including $13.9 million in scholarships awarded this year alone, as well as lots of Project Citizen awards and Louder Than a Bomb, a first for us, but 2 schools that certainly came through with awards. And then in our district, last year, of course, our 4th grade writing scores exceeded the state's proficiency rate. We're still awaiting writing assessment data for this year. And of course, exam results for last year, we certainly had improvement as one of 13 districts in the entire state that showed improvement in all areas of assessment: Algebra 1, biology, geometry, and U.S. history. We're just analyzing that data at this time. We do not have individual student data, but I know you will be hearing more from our assessment department along those lines. And then the Florida Accountability School Grade, we had 72% of our schools that either maintained or improved their grades, and 2 of our schools jumped 2 scores, and that was Magnet School of the Arts and Floresta Elementary. And then at age 3 to grade 3, students surpassed the state average for readiness rate. So we know that the students who are indeed taking advantage of pre-kindergarten opportunities are coming in more prepared for kindergarten, and we'd like to encourage parents to enroll more of our students so that there are more and more students ready for that kindergarten year. In the area of recruitment and retention, you know that Goal 3, our strategic Goal 3, focused on 87% retention for teachers, and we certainly strive for 100% of our schools staffed on the first day of school. In 2013, we had 84% retention. In 2014, 87% retention. And we are currently computing the data for 2015. There are 87 teachers who have not been reappointed due to challenges with their certification. The majority of those individuals would be reappointed by principals today, as long as we can assist them with the corrections and overcome the issues they are facing with certification. Let's see, additionally, there's more good news to share. We typically hire 200 teachers to fill advertised vacancies, and there is a larger percentage and number at this time. As of Sunday, we had 290 positions that were posted. And of those, there's a larger than usual number of retirees, but of those numbers, only 55 teachers have been renewed, non-renewed for performance. So we're moving forward in that area. As I indicated at the start of my comments, we have some truly capable educators within this district. Decisions and recommendations offered by a superintendent are not always easy, as we've learned together, especially over the last couple of weeks. I've always considered children first, and you and I, as well as our stakeholders, should question our practices. Just because we have always done it a certain way does not mean that we should continue to do it that way. Perhaps it's no longer relevant. We can always get better. We can take the best ideas from all fields of experience, not just education. And as stated above, our mission certainly counts, and we have internalized that in the last 2 years, and more of our stakeholders, including our community, believe that we can indeed provide a safe and caring environment in which our children will indeed succeed. They will be prepared for life. We also know that leadership counts, and you have also authorized the appointment of staff, administrative staff, instructional staff, as well as support staff who lead our students to the next level. Leadership comes from those with and without titles. True leaders are action-focused and results-oriented. They are proactive individuals. I'm pleased to say that we have an abundance of them, and hopefully we will grow more in St. Lucie County. As a school board, it has been my desire to promote and develop collaboration, because that's your goal. Collaboration, as defined by businessdictionary.com, is a cooperative arrangement in which two or more parties, which may or may not have any previous relationship, work jointly towards a common goal. Our school district isn't always collaborative. We pick and choose when we act collaboratively. We endorse collaborative planning in our classrooms and amongst our teachers as best practice. Training has been offered, and those who have truly embraced the concept believe it is making a difference in their ability to design instructional lessons, work with their colleagues, and enhance student performance. We have some exemplary examples of collaborative planning in our schools, and we have room for growth. We can always improve. Looking to the future, there is a need for training, as we discussed much earlier in this school year, and I hope that will continue to be a focus of our board. And you will need to make a decision as to how we proceed from there. Collaborative bargaining can be an effective tool for conflict resolution. It has worked well, and we've developed letters of understanding with our union partners. It gives a voice to all who participate, and we must truly listen as others speak, actively listening to the voice of others. It is a time-consuming process and has much merit as we commit to the value and integrity of the process. However, we cannot continue to pick and choose when it will be implemented. We must abandon any type of bullying tactics that may exist or perceived to be in existence. This will not be easy. Trust and respect are built upon open, honest communication. And in the words of Dr. Thomas Comer, he said, "No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship." Toxicity cannot exist, and trust must be invested, and I know that you will invest in what's best for our district. As stakeholders are changing their perception of our schools, gosh, that was an expectation that you set for me in August of 2013, and I believe we are making strides in that area. There is excellence in education, and I know that our public is watching, and the majority are very supportive of the improvements and the progress being made to enhance overall performance. You, the board, have your finger on the pulse of what's occurring. I've watched you interact with families and with students, especially those in crisis, and you support excellence in education, specifically St. Lucie Public Schools, our education. We've been cruising to excellence, and I certainly know that Mr. Wayne Gent will guide the district to greater heights. So as the sailors say as they depart, I'm wishing you fair winds and following seas ahead.
Thank you, Superintendent Yost. At this time, we're going to ask Attorney Harrell if you have any comments or updates. And we'll go right to the board members, and I would remind the board members that this will be our last time to make any comments that we would like to make to Superintendent Yost. The last time she will be with us as part of this board. So we will begin with Ms. Hawley.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Mills, making me first. Goodness. We have had several opportunities over the course of the last 4 to 6 weeks to reflect with Mrs. Yost over her time with us, some celebratory times, and it's a bittersweet moment. as I said at your retirement dinner, the expectations we placed upon you just 2 years ago seemed so ominous at the time, but you have slowly and steadily made progress and consistently put the needs of our students first and foremost always. That's how I judge a person, how they make their decisions based on what's best for students. And every decision you've made, you've based on what has been best for students. I can't think of any other higher commendation to bestow upon you other than that, to thank you for that, because that truly is what St. Lucie County desires and deserves. So thank you for that. And we too wish you fair winds and following seas.
Yes, ma'am. Janelle, since I've been on the board as an area superintendent, you've excelled beyond measures, and you've, like Ms. Holly said, have kept our students at the forefront. When we had issues in 2013 and we couldn't find a superintendent, we knew we had one here. Thank you for stepping forward and taking this ship and guiding it. It was very difficult as board members, and you made that easy transition. We had cultural problems, and you came in here and helped us put us in the right path. I think each superintendent brings a level of different expertise. You brought relationships to the children and relationships to the staff, and you've helped nurture us too as a board, coming off of tough economical times, guiding us in the right direction. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whether it's gardening, you'll do it with excellence. Are you a gardener? I didn't think so. That's why I picked gardening. I just wanted you to know. I was like, she doesn't garden. And whether you're consulting, thank you, thank you, thank you. Not only from this board or from the educators that you touch, but for the children of St. Lucie County. We have all been blessed.
Well, I've known Janelle probably longer than any of you, I'd be my guess. And I've known her always, no matter what position she's been to, as Ms. Holly said, always focusing on what's best for children and only what's best for children. She spent 40 years doing that. And I think that we should be extremely appreciative of the thousands and thousands of children that she has touched and what has happened in their lives because they had such a caring adult. No matter what the situation was, she always put the child first. And I think we've seen that exemplified at a higher level in the last 2 years, which is speaks extremely well. And also speaks well of the community, by the way, that she was accepted automatically as the leader, and her wisdom was accepted in so many places around this county. Speaks well also of the county that when superintendents retire, they don't leave. They retire and they stay here and they still do things in the community and they still work for children. And I know Ms. Yost will be doing that also. So thank you so much for your 40 years and for the years out that you will be working for children.
Silson.
I don't know where to start, but I talk about relationships. Janelle, you were the principal when my youngest daughter came to kindergarten, and I was going through my own personal situation in crisis, so to speak. And boy, I learned right then and there how honorable and kind you were at a time in my life that was very difficult. And then you came to my preschool with your son, and I learned how you were as a mom. So I knew you as a principal, and then I knew you as a mom, and of course knew your leadership and your passion and your love for the community and the children. And it really is about relationships. So when you came on board, it was really easy for me because I already knew you. You know, I knew you. Knowing somebody as a mom is really special to me because that's where you really shined. What an amazing little guy you had. It was my privilege, and I hope my daughter was a privilege for you. No, but I do thank you because you are an honorable person, and I knew when you came here, that was huge to me, the trust and the honor that I wanted to have. This is such an important part for every board member that steps up to do the right thing regardless of what happens, and you've helped us to do that. You've helped me to do that, to be honorable and true to myself, and I thank you, and you will be missed. Thank you so much.
And what more can we say? You're a friend, and yet we have worked together, and there's been times when we've agreed and times when we've disagreed. But one thing I have seen in the past 2 years that you have been superintendent here is that you care. And that means a lot to me, and I'm trying not to cry now. I've got to look tough here. But you care. You've been all throughout the community. You've been across lines of economic lines, cultural lines, and religious lines, and you've just been out there and you've shown the people that you're part of this community, as already have been stated, but not with word, but with deed. And as Carol mentioned, even in her crisis, you've been there for me within these last couple of years in my crisis, and have been like a sister. And I appreciate that all you've done for the children of St. Lucie County and your heart for humanity. Thank you, Janelle, for all your work.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure working alongside all of you, and I know there are even greater things to come in St. Lucie Public Schools.
Okay, also I want to make mention that we will have our new superintendent will be presiding on the board on July 21st. We will not have our regular first board meeting in the month of July. We will just have the one meeting, and that will be on July 21st. It will, right before that meeting, we will have a meet and greet for all of our employees. That's all of our employees will have the opportunity to come and personally meet and greet the new superintendent right before the meeting starts. The board meeting starts on the 21st. So at 3 p.m. it will begin, and it will be right here at the district office. At this time, we will bid our viewing audience farewell.